In today's video, we're going to be making a fairy garden that will go out into my garden outside, and this one is going to be fairies in the park listening to music. A little concert in the park.
Hi, it's Sharon from Sherry's Fairies. Well, today I'm going to make, of course, fairy gardens, because it is Fairy Garden Thursday, hosted by Grandma Sandy. She's a great supporter of my channel. Thank you, Grandma. And there are other people that she gives shout outs to on all her other channels, and it's a great way to go and find things that you'd like to watch. Is just go to her channel, and when she gives a shout out, then you can find those creators and support you. Another one on a board with fairies on it and flowers and stuff, and that will also go into my garden. So, should be a fun day. Here we go.
Here I'm showing you how I mark the artificial grass on the back of it with a white pencil crayon, because the back is black, and I just draw around the wood slab and then I cut that out, and it fits on the wood slab pretty good once I do that little technique. So after I sit myself down and get all situated, got to make sure my camera's set so you guys can see. No good if you can't see. So now I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take a regular pair of scissors and just start cutting around where I marked it with the white pencil crayon. And I'm going to cut around the artificial grass, and that way it's just really easy to put on that wood slab. It fits pretty darn good every time I do this. So we've got it so it's fitting good on the wood slab. And now we're going to put lots and lots and lots of glue all over the log so that the artificial turf stays put. And I put these outside, and they seem to hold up not bad in the rain. I do bring them in for the winter and store all my fairy gardens for the winter. And if you're worried about just using hot glue, you can use E6000, and that holds that on there really good through all kinds of weather. It won't come unglued. And if it does, just glue it again. You have to do maintenance on these fairy gardens. Now that it's all glued down really nice, we're going to start just trying to figure out what we want to put in this little fairy garden. I have benches and a table, and I have several little fairies, and one little fairy is playing the harp. So I'm just thinking what I want to do, and I scooted over to where I have some other supplies, and I've decided that I'm going to make a stage to put the little fairy on that is playing the harp. So I got 3 wood slabs, and I'm just playing around with them, trying to set them up and see what'll work the best to make a little stage. And as you can see, one of the wood slabs is kind of wiggly wobbly, So I take that one out and just put the two flatter ones in. And of course, yeah, glue everything together really well. I just used my hot glue gun. I'm gluing that one slab right down on the grass. And then I'm gonna fool around and see which way I like that the best. There we go. Oh, I turned it around again. And again. I decided that way looks the best. It's got the best side showing. Always refilling the glue gun. Lots and lots of glue. I need to invest in a glue stick factory for all the glue sticks I use. So now we have the little stage where it glued in and where we want it. Now I'm going to pick out some flowers, and I'm going to put some pretty pink flowers around the stage. Here, I'm deciding whether I should put a back on the stage, and yeah, I agree, we should have a back on that stage. It just makes it stand out a little better so that it has a backdrop. Every stage needs a backdrop. So I just took another slab of wood. You can buy these slabs of wood. I got them from a local person off of Marketplace, but I'm sure you can get them off of Amazon, probably off of Temu. I'm not positive about that, but they're not expensive. And I use them on all kinds of things. So now I've decided I just wanted to put a few flowers up on the stage. I thought it just made it look pretty. So I put 3 little flowers right at the back of the stage, just with my hot glue gun. Okay, just gonna clean up a little bit so that's a little easier to work. Always makes it easier if it's a tidier. Okay, now I'm thinking, what should I do? I've decided that the wood shapes, the wood slabs, they're just a little dirty because I've used them outside. So I just took my little sanding block and I'm sanding it down a little bit, not to smooth it or anything, just to clean it up. And I think it cleaned it up rather nice. Okay, now I'm just kind of deciding where I want to situate places. Put a couple of park benches in there because it is a little concert, so we need somewhere for some of the fairies to sit and listen to the fairy play in the harp. And there's one little fairy gonna sit on that bench, or maybe this bench. Anyhow, I just think they're so cute. Now I'm placing the fairy with the harp on the stage. And this other little fairy looks like maybe she should sit on the stage with that fairy and listen to the music. That little fairy's holding a bunny. And now I think I've got those two fairies placed where I want. And I have this other fairy. It's different than these fairies. It's a little bigger and it's just a different brand. And I'm not sure if I want to use this fairy in this arrangement or not, because she is a little bigger and a little different proportioned. So I'm just trying her out to see if I like her in this situation. I have two this size, so I'll use them in another one, because I decided that one's not going in this one. But now I've got these guys glued down. Got a fairy on each bench, one sitting on the stage, and the fairy with the harp. And now I dug out a couple of lamp posts that I had in my stash, and I'm going to put them up on the stage just for a little more decoration. And I think it looks really cute. And here I have two bunches of balloons, and I'm trying to decide where I could set them, just for fun to add to the celebration and the decorations. I think they look cute. And I also placed a little unicorn. One of the fairies brought her unicorn with her to the concert. And there I'm gonna glue him in. There he is. He's very cute. And we'll glue him into the arrangement. And we're gonna glue down those lamp posts. Decided I like them up there on the stage. Give some height to our stage. Okay, we've got all that stuff glued down. And now I like to put a border kind of around to finish off the fairy garden. Sometimes I put a fence, a little picket fence. I've seen those quite a few times. And here I'm just going to look and try different things. And I'm pulling out some little yellow flowers. And I play with them for a while. Line them up, see what I can do. So I lined some of the flowers up and I decided I really didn't like this. So I took them all off and put them away. So I decided I was going to put white rocks around it. Just like to finish it off somehow. I quite like this. I decided it needed just a little bit more. So I had some ivy in my stash, and it's a variegated ivy. I thought it was rather pretty. And I thought it would help trim the edge off really nice and make it look just a little more finished. So I put ivy all around the outside. And I glued another little fairy in there. I thought we needed one more fairy. So here I'm continuing adding the ivy all the way around the park. And I think it just helps finish off the edges a little more. I think it's quite pretty. You can still see the white rocks. Using my finger protectors so I don't get burnt with the glue. Fluffing the ivy up, and there it is. I think it looks very pretty. Just grabbing another piece of ivy just to finish off that very back and around this side. And I'm just patiently gluing it down. It's not quite long enough, this piece of ivy. So I decided I'm just going to put a couple of really pretty pink flowers in there to finish it off. So I grabbed my bag. Yep, and there's some pretty pink flowers. They're just sitting there waiting to be added to the arrangement. So the ivy didn't quite reach to the other ivy. So I decided to connect them together, that I would put a couple of pretty flowers in there. I grabbed my little bag of flowers and I found two really pretty pink flowers that I thought suited the arrangement just lovely. So I put them in there and I thought they looked very pretty. So I believe this garden is finished. Everything's glued down really well. And now we'll give you a close-up of the garden.
A musical concert in the park. We have our little fairy with her harp on the stage. And on the stage there's a couple of lampposts. And flowers around the stage. A couple of wood slabs, that's all it took, 3 wood slabs. And this little fairy is cuddling her bunny, listening to the music. And this little fairy is curled up on a bench with her bottle of Coca-Cola that she's going to share with the other fairies at the end of the concert. And we have a little thing of balloons and some pretty flowers. And there she is. This little fairy's listening to the music and just relaxing and enjoying it. So peaceful. And this little fairy is sitting on the bench, one leg up, just being comfortable, with a bottle of Orange Crush. There's another bouquet of balloons, and her little pet unicorn came along to listen to the music too. So, of course, I started with the artificial turf, and then we just built from there. And I always like to have like a border or a fence or something all around my garden. So this time we put white rocks, and then I put ivy. And this is going to go in my fairy garden, and I think it's going to be very sweet. I will spray them all with the lacquer coating. I won't do that today. I'll probably do it tomorrow. Kind of running out of energy. Anyhow, this is our fairy garden. This is for the fairy garden, and it's a concert in the park. So let's go put it out in the fairy garden. Okay, we'll place the fairy garden in the garden amongst the petunias and under the sunflowers, and I think it looks great. Now that can stay there till winter, and if I want to clean in around it, I can just take it out and clean the grass out and everything. But I think it looks rather pretty in the garden with the flowers. And I think it shows up rather nice.
Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I certainly enjoy making my fairy gardens, and it's so much fun to share with everybody. I would like to thank Sandy Grandma again for sharing her channel with all of us and for always giving me support on my fairy gardens. We are really working hard to have a special fairy garden channel. And if you check out her channel, you will find out that she's found some more creators of fairy gardens, and they're awesome, and I hope they join our channel. So thanks again for watching, and if you're new here, welcome, and please subscribe. I'd really love it if you subscribed. So I'll thank you again for watching. Hope you have a good day. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Next video is on Sunday.